This is the question asked in today's skillrack daily challenge. So we are given a string as an input, and it is given in the question that the string contains only opening and closing parenthesis, and it is also given in the question that the parenthesis is always balanced, and there can be several balanced parentheses. So our task is to extract each and every balanced parenthesis and print it in new line. So a balanced parenthesis is nothing but if it has a opening parenthesis, then it should have a closing parenthesis. So this particular is known as a balanced parenthesis. So from the given input string, we have to print all the valid balanced parentheses. So here, if we take the first character, then it is a opening parenthesis, and soon after that we have a closing parenthesis. So this is a valid part. So it is a valid balanced parenthesis. So we have to print it. So in our output also first line we are printing this part, and then next again we have an opening parenthesis, and again we have an opening parenthesis, and inside that we have several levels of opening and closing parenthesis. So everything are balanced, and finally after that again the first opening has a closing for it. So this complete part should be considered as a separate substring. And then next again we have another opening parenthesis. So after opening parenthesis again we have another opening parenthesis, and inside that we have again several number of valid parentheses. So we are just splitting all those, and again we are forming a new balanced parenthesis. So this should be printed in a separate line. And then the last part is again we have an opening parenthesis, and then again opening and closing, and again opening. So finally the closing is happening here. So this complete part should be considered as a separate parenthesis. So in our output we have to print this in a separate line. So each and every substring is printed in a separate line. So this is our task. So from the given input string we have to extract all the valid balanced parenthesis, and we have to print each and every such balanced parenthesis in separate line. So this is our task. So the logic to solve this would be we have to calculate the level. So whenever it is an opening parenthesis, then we are moving to the next level, and if it is a closing parenthesis we are moving to the previous level. So if a parenthesis is opening, definitely it will close, because it is given in the question that the given string is always a balanced parenthesis. So it will definitely have a closing parenthesis. So while closing we will move to the previous level. So whenever we are going to decrement the level, we have to check whether we have reached the level 0 or not. So after decrementing, if we have reached level 0, then that is the end of that particular valid substring's balanced parenthesis. So we have to print a new line. So using this logic we can solve this question. So now let us see how to write a C program for this. So first I am creating a new character array named str of size 1001, and in the next line using a scanf statement I am accepting the input as a string format, and I am storing it into the character array str. And then I am creating an integer variable named level, and I am setting it to 0 initially. So now we have to iterate through this character array str. So I am creating a loop. So this I loop iterates from I is equal to 0 till I less than the string length of str. So in every iteration of this loop, first we are going to print the character present at that particular index. So using printf, I am just printing the character present at the index I, and then we are going to check whether it is an opening or closing parenthesis. So if it is an opening parenthesis, then we should move to the next level. So we have to increment the variable level. Similarly, if it is a closing parenthesis, then we have to move to the previous level. So here we have to decrement the variable level. So whenever we are going to decrement the variable level, we are going to check whether the level has become 0 or not. If it is 0, then that will be the end of that particular valid parenthesis substring. So we have to print a new line. So soon after decrementing the level, if the level becomes 0, then that is the end. So we will print a new line. So the next valid parenthesis will be printing in the next line. So this is the logic to solve today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.